Hi folks, my name's Tom. You're watching Rant District. I haven't made a video in a while, just haven't felt like it. So I thought I'd just do a video showing what I've been listening to lately and just say hello. So, hello. And I'll just get right into it. Just going to touch upon a stack of records that I currently have sitting out that I haven't put back on the shelf because I keep listening to it. I'm going to start off actually with a CD. And the CD is called Bestial. It's by a band called Pack. Pack is Ron Anderson's band. Ron Anderson is a VC member. He has a channel called My Lung Puppy, and he's a guitarist, and he's a wicked good guitarist. This is kind of I bought the CD from Ron. I do recommend it. I'll put a link down below so you can check it out and listen to it and buy it from him if you want to. But it's like kind of a mix of like progressive prog rock, progressive metal, kind of math rock, and then kind of like it's avant-garde, I guess you would call. And there's some like sort of like death metal vocals in there that I'm pretty sure are Ron's. On one of the songs, which is kind of like, mostly it's an instrumental album. So like when I heard those vocals, I was like, whoa, and I was like, that's fucking good. I dig it. There's what the container looks like, but Pack, P-A-K. See the P-A-K is kind of like a mirror image there, but P-A-K, Bestial, really good. I enjoy it. And Ron was also kind enough to send me a freebie of a label sampler from Pandemonium Records, which is a French label, and apparently it's a noise label. And man, there's so much interesting stuff on here. This is, when I sit down and try to like find a few of these things, that's going to be a pricey rabbit hole, but man, I think he sent me off on a rabbit hole. Anyway, Pack, Bestial, worthwhile. And the rest of them I'm going to show right now is going to be records. Starting off with this record is by a new band called Black Midi. The album is called Schlagenheim. Kind of a plain looking container. Here's it's a gatefold. The gatefold is what I consider the proper use of a gatefold because it has the lyrics in it. Inner sleeves get lost, torn, ripped, but usually the outer sleeve, is not going to go anywhere. So when the lyrics are on a gatefold, I love that. It's on black vinyl. I'm not going to pull it out. It's a single record. It's kind of like it's sort of like a mix between shellac and the fall. Like the vocals, and a lot of people are not going to like the vocals. You kind of have to dig the sound of the fall, like in Marky Smith. It's like Marky Smith without the kind of like absolute hatred of everything. And I love the fall, but so I'm not put off by this type of vocal at all. But it's got that angular, mathy sound of shellac. I dig it. This came out in June. This is my second copy. First copy was perfect until I dropped a record cleaning brush on it in the metal handle of the brush. Put some gouges in it that caused some clicks, and I can't listen to records with clicks, so I had to buy a second copy because I'm a dumbass. Well, not really a dumbass, but I'm just fucking clumsy. So anyway, Black Midi, Schlagenheim. And I'll put links down below as well to a lot of this music, if possible, just to give you an idea what it's about. Next up is, this came out last month from Run Out Groove. It's a reissue of the album Bloody Kisses by Typo Negative. It's a great album, and it's a great sounding reissue. The album originally came out in 1993. If you don't already have the original vinyl, it's up there in price. Probably looking about $250 or so to buy an original if you wanted to buy one now that's in good shape. I'm not big on reissues, but for $30 double vinyl, instead of $250, I'll take it. The vinyl is I don't know, some sort of greenish with black speckles in it. kind of fits the vibe of Typo Negative. It's a band that I really dig. This is also gatefold. I don't know if the original was a gatefold or not. I love the tagline of "Don't mistake the lack of talent for genius." Sometimes it's just a lack of talent, but it's gothic metal. It's heavy. I love the sound of Typo Negative, and it's a really great album. Moving on, it's a 1986 album. Came out in 1986. It's the Peel Sessions, Joy Division. This is on Strange Fruit, I think. Strange Fruit. It says it right at the top. Peel Sessions. This was the label that put out, the Peel Sessions recordings. It's 4 songs. I think that's all they were allowed to do in any one session. But got Exercise 1, Insight, and then on the flip side, it's 45 RPM. She's Lost Control and Transmission. The bands, in this case, Joy Division, went to the studios of John Peel and, recorded the music there. So it's not an album take. It's a different take. It's the sound quality is fantastic. The recordings were actually done in 1979, but the record came out in 1986. I really enjoy it. I got to dig more into these Peel Sessions albums. Very, very interesting stuff. Next up, we got the first album, the only album I know of, but that I'm familiar with, of the Go To Beds. Go To Beds. It's called Debt Begins at 30. It's on standard black vinyl, I'm pretty sure. Let's look at the back. It's I think it's a Pittsburgh band, and this is kind of like this came out in May. I don't know what the earlier stuff is, but this sounds very post-punk to me. A little alternative, but primarily post-punk. And this is a super interesting record in that on every single track, and this band has had albums prior to this one, I'm just not familiar with them. But on every single track on this album, there's some sort of a guest. So it's kind of like, in the hip-hop world, that's common to have a guest performers on every song, but it's not in the non-hip-hop world. It's not normal, really. And I think one of the players from Shellac might be on one of these songs. But it sounds really, really good. And at the very end of this, at the end, the last track on side 2 is the title track that begins at 30. But it's the Spanish version of it with a female vocalist. And it's a really catchy. It's really a really good version of the tune. It's they have the regular English version track on here of it. But the only thing I would say is that the final track, the alternative version of the song that begins at 30, it's the last track on side 2, and it's right after a locked groove. Locked groove, like where the record keeps spinning at the end of the record, just so the needle doesn't bump into the label. I don't know why they did that, and really the locked groove, it's on purpose, and that locked groove can go straight to hell because you got to walk over and pick it up and then move it to the start of the track. So I don't know why they did that, but the totality of the record is that, in my opinion, it's a really fantastic record. That's the Go To Beds. Debt Begins at 30. Next up, based on a website I hang out on that talks primarily about records, there was a recommendation to check out this Denver band. Their 26th album is called Hunted, and it's by Chemist. Chemist, and the record is called Hunted. It's got 5 tracks on it. The record is black. My copy is black because it's metal. Love the artwork. This is it's heavy metal, and it's with elements of doom in it, I guess. really good album. You know, if you like, I don't want to even go there. It's a mix of styles. It's not just, you know, traditional heavy metal, in my opinion. You know, it's a blend of. It's hard to describe because it's not like a straightforward genre, in my opinion. Other than to say like overarching, you know, it's metal. But it's like heavy metal and doom together, and I dig it. It was somebody suggested it, and it was a really great suggestion. It's on $20 spin, which is a label I'll be buying more from, and you know, it's one guy, and he puts out, you know, records primarily metal that he believes in, and I dig that. So I'm gonna pay attention to that label and get some more. I also picked up. This is a Portland band, Ossuarium. It's called Living Tomb. This came out last month. It came out in July, and it is death metal. Death metal's not normally my thing, but if I get wind of a Portland band putting out vinyl, you know, I'll give it a chance, and I dig it. You know, I can't understand everything that's being said. You know, I don't really understand death metal vocals. Hard to even read the font, but I don't understand death metal vocals that well, but dig the album. So it's a Portland band. My understanding is well regarded. It's on $20 spin. The vinyl is black on my copy because this is metal, and your metal records should be black. And last up, hang on one second. It's sitting in another place. All right, last up, there's another Portland band. This record just came out last month. It's very DIY. They're not on a label. They just self-released this album. Let's get into it. It's called the band is Soul Grinder, and the album is called Prophecy of Blight. It is straight ahead heavy metal. You know, the elements, the theme is kind of, you know, like ghoulish corpses. I love the artwork. The artwork is done by, it's signed down here by Prilzor. Prilzor is actually the lead singer, April Dimmick. It's a 3-piece band. Their videos, man, you know, their videos are so lo-fi, low budget. They're hilarious and they're fun, and the whole record is just it's straight ahead heavy metal. It's fun. It's rock. It rocks. It's fantastic. I really love this album. This is on. Let me look at the label. There's only one flavor of vinyl. It's black, but it's got some like little splecks of fluorescent green in it, I guess. This album's really fantastic. You know, it's DIY. They pressed it at Cascade Record Pressing, which is, you know, it's a Portland. Well, it's probably Milwaukee, Oregon. So it's like it's a suburb of Portland. Essentially, it's a Portland area record pressing plant that I think does really great work. This record sounds great. The songs are all fantastic. Highly recommend this. Just straight ahead heavy metal. No fucking around. Just great album. I love this album. You know, like I said, I always take a chance on a local band. If it's a Portland band is putting out vinyl, and a lot of times Portland band, you know, it's going to disappoint you. Ossuarium didn't disappoint, even though like it's a flavor of metal that I don't normally listen to. And not only did Soul Grinder not disappoint, this is fucking fantastic. Buy this album. That's all for now. Thanks for watching. Catch you later.